Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Bad Bubba Brewer, and you are listening to the Triple B Experience Unscripted. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, unscripted. And before I get to talking any more than I need to, I'm going to bring in the second half of the tripod. And here he is. I'm bringing him in right now. Cable, how you doing tonight?
Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. How about you, Bubba?
Oh, I'm living the dream. You know how that goes. Living the dream.
Hopefully one day I know.
Well, I try. So how's it going? How's it going?
Oh, okay. Ready for the weekend for sure. Long week, really hectic and busy. Ready for the weekend. Got a lot going on this weekend. That's cool.
You got some big plans?
Yeah, well, gonna go see the Batman. Gonna see that this weekend.
Okay.
And,
yeah, me too.
Gonna watch.
Are you going to the AMC movie theater? Or are you going to our local Indiana one because they probably won't charge us another $2?
Local Indiana. If it's just me and the family, I just go to Indiana. It's convenient. Okay. It's right there down the road.
Yeah, I agree. Except for Spider-Man when I had to go to Greensburg. So.
Yeah. And then AEW this weekend, which are going to end up being on the same day. That you just alerted me to that. So,
well, how do you feel about that?
I don't like it, man. I don't. I like the Saturday format, especially with AEW pay-per-views. They tend to go long, and which it won't be a huge deal because my work situation has changed. I got a promotion, so now
that's awesome. Congratulations again.
Thank you. My mornings don't start as early as they used to, so staying up to watch that won't be as big of a deal. But it's just more fun, Why not watch it on a Saturday, like kind of a party atmosphere almost,
Sure.
Sleep in the next day and everything.
You can recover.
Yeah, they made it a point. I think it was a year ago. I think it was last year's Revolution when the Sparklers Heard Around the World event in that exploding barbed wire match.
That was terrible.
That was a Sunday night. And it went long. It was like almost midnight when it was over. And Tony Khan told everybody that he's never going to do a Sunday night show again unless that Monday is a holiday. And I don't think Monday's a holiday.
No, I don't think it's a holiday. I don't think so. I don't.
So I don't know why they're doing that. Even WWE does their shows on Saturdays now. But that's preferable for me. I just enjoy watching them more on a Saturday night.
Well, you'll be busy.
It is what it is.
So you're going to go see Batman and try to watch the pay-per-view at the same night. So you're going to be very, very busy Sunday. Wow.
Yeah. Sunday we'll go. There's like a 2:30 showing, something like that. We'll go see that, and then watch AEW later that night.
Well, if I go tomorrow, I won't tell you anything.
Okay.
I'm not like that because I don't like to do spoilers because I hate it. And we don't like to get on the internet and social media because you know how people are. But if I go tomorrow, I'll let you know. I'll tell you thumbs up, but I'm not that kind of person. I won't.
Yeah, I mean, share your thoughts. Just don't give me any specifics.
No.
The one guy at work, he might have ruined something for me. Oh my God, he'll never see this, I'm sure. But if he sees it, you son of a bitch, you
bastard.
Right?
Yeah.
He for whatever reason, he looked up the cast listing for the Batman to see who was always in it, and there might be a surprise.
Why would he do that? Why the hell would you do that?
He doesn't care. Because I told him that. I was like, don't fucking tell me that. Like, he just came out of nowhere. Like, he just attacked me. He's like, this person is in the Batman. Now, I don't know where he saw it, so I don't know if it's reliable or not.
You didn't hit him with a soft project, did you?
No. No. It's I'd have been pissed. I was. Yeah. I was like caught off guard by it. But if it's true, it's a huge actor that they have kept under wraps. Like, I haven't seen anything about it. So that makes me kind of question.
I haven't either. I went stuff and I haven't been looking, and I haven't done anything on YouTube because I usually do. So because I like to see the big superhero blockbuster movies on the same weekend, as strange as it is. I like to do it on the same weekend. And I'm sure you do too.
Oh, absolutely. I'm usually an opening night type of guy.
Most of the time I am too.
Yeah, I used to go to the Thursday night showings all the time. Now it's, Fridays. But sometimes, depending on the movie, if it's a movie, like No Way Home or something, I always try, me and Jeremy, my boy, we always try to go see those with Gary.
Right.
And depending on our schedules and stuff, so we usually try to see them the opening weekend. But yeah, I used to be all about that Thursday showing, but I don't do that anymore.
Right. I'm that way too. Like right after work, I got to go. Like I did that to see Star Wars: The Force Awakens, like at 4:30. But I mean, it is what it is. I'm gonna go see it tomorrow. I won't tell you. And ladies and gentlemen, please don't tell me if you've seen it. I understand people post some stuff, but please, just hit like and subscribe to our shows. Don't tell us. Don't tell us the spoilers of the movies.
Spoiler-free zone. Yeah,
spoiler-free zone. Hey, Jimmy Caldwell, thanks for stopping in tonight, Jimmy. Thank you. And,
hey, Jimmy.
And like I said, it's 2 out of the 3. We're missing somebody, and I think you said he's still doing the thing for the lightsaber stuff, and
he's in Disney World. Hopefully having the time of his life. And last night,
great time. Yeah.
Last night was the where he got to build his lightsaber and everything. So
I'm sure Mav is very excited about that.
I'm sure he is. Yeah.
He's going to stop the he's going to stop the Empire. So, but hopefully he'll come back, and we'll see him after he's back from his vacation, ready to rock and roll to actually explain how that procedure and ceremony happened. But right now, we're going to get right into AEW, the Revolution, the big pay-per-view that you thought was Saturday, but now it's Sunday.
Yeah.
So
a little bit longer of a wait.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to got these matches. I got these matches real quick. It's going to be in Orlando, Florida at the Edition Finance Arena. I'm sure it's sold out. I'm sure AEW pay-per-views sell out so quickly they probably can't bat an eye about it. But the first match that I got on my itinerary is the AEW. Now, this is not going to be the first match. The AEW World Championship match, the champion Hangman Page versus Adam Cole. I'm sure it's going to be a great match. Do you have any picks on who you're looking to see win?
I'm sure Page will retain. I would think so.
I think Page will too. Adam Cole, it's not his time to be champion of the company yet.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see how the match goes because Full Gear, when Adam Page won the title, I really didn't get caught up in that match between him and Kenny Omega for whatever reason. It didn't hook me, and it should have, because it had all that momentum and the story that built over from the entire time AEW came into fruition. They started as a tag team and everything.
Right.
And it should have had that big payoff. And for whatever reason, it just didn't pull me in. And so I'll be interested to see how this match goes, because it's, there's going to be a little bit of a size difference too. Adam Cole's not the biggest guy, and Adam Page is a pretty big dude. So it'll be interesting to see how that match rolls.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to take Page, because Cole this is not the right time. It's not the moment for him. Mm-hmm. And, I think it'll be a good match. That's probably going to be your main event. But starting on my itinerary, this is the first match that I went with, because that's the first match that they wrote about. And I just, did it. But the second match would the AEW World Championship Ladies Championship match, the champion Brit Baker versus Thunder Rosa. And I found out Thunder Rosa is not 100%.
They're denying that. I saw that, and now they're denying it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you can't believe everything you hear on the internet. I try,
and that goes either way, though. Maybe she is hurt, and they just don't want to take any of the steam out of that match with people, not expecting her to not be able to deliver.
Right. And I know you guys love Britt Baker. I like Britt Baker, that she's a Steeler fan, but I also love Thunder Rosa. And that match with them too, and that hardcore thing that made the ladies thing in AEW and pushed Britt Baker to the moon. I'm going with an upset. I'm taking Thunder Rosa as the new AEW World Ladies Champion.
That's honestly, that's a tough pick for me.
Okay.
My brain makes me think Britt Baker, but and if somebody takes the title off of her, it's probably going to be Jamie Hayter. But that's a tough pick for me, because why do you set up a rematch in the same title run and not pull the belt off Britt?
Yeah.
And I'm big on Britt, but I I think that she has come, I don't know, a long way, but she's improved with her in-ring skills. But she's not like at a Thunder Rosa level or anything either.
No.
She's got a ways to go, and her character, though, her personality and stuff is great. Her mic skills and everything, but it's been kind of a lackluster title run
It
too.
has been.
There hasn't been a lot of big defenses and stuff.
Last one I think of is Ruby Riot, and that's the only thing I can think of because she's always getting help with her other two associates. So it doesn't make her. To me, it doesn't make her title reign strong.
Yeah, like you said, the Ruby. I forgot about the Ruby Riot match already.
Well, everybody forgot about Ruby Riot.
Yeah, it hasn't been very memorable, and maybe they finally do take the title off of her. But I'm going to go Brit. I'm going to say Brit.
Okay.
I think she'll hold it until Jamie Hayter finally turns on her. And
I don't know. Well, I like Thunder Rosa because actually Thunder Rosa is coming to IWC in Belle Vernon, I think in April. And I've never seen her live, and I would like to see. I would if I, by the grace of God. So IWC, let us, maybe we get on. Yeah. So anyway, this next match, dog collar match, CM Punk versus MJF. And these promos have been crazy, and MJF with the sincere promo and then just choking him and busting him open with the ring was phenomenal. It's good. And I'm taking MJF in this one because it'll push him a little bit more.
Well, MJF won the first one, right?
I don't know. I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure he did. I'm pretty sure because I think he beat CM Punk in Chicago.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yes, you're right.
Okay, so I'm going to go Punk. I think Punk will get his revenge in this one. And the dog collar, I love the dog collar because that's such an old school gimmick match. And, that's how they're working this feud. And like the original match was a very mat-based, technical, thought-out match. So them doing a dog collar is awesome.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go Punk. I think that forces them to do a rubber match and do a third.
Steel cage, maybe. That'd be
maybe. Yeah.
Mr. Tap Out talking AEW. That's right. Mr. Tap Out, Donnie Fulmer. Thanks for calling.
Hey, Donnie.
Welcome to the show again, Donnie. And he said Moxley and American Dragons could steal the show. You could be right because
absolutely.
You know a lot of wrestling there, Donnie, and it's good to see you. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Okay, this next match is going to be. This is going to be something. He just talked about. Donnie just talked about John Moxley versus Bryan Danielson. That's going to be a tough one. I like them both.
Yeah, I do too.
But
that is a tough one to pick.
But I'm going to go with Bryan Danielson just for what he's going on right now. That match that he had against Christopher Daniels the other night when they did the. We'll talk about that, but they had an honor thing, and then there was no honor, and he just kicked the bejesus out of him. I'm going with Bryan Danielson. Sorry, Daniel Bryan, I almost said. So, what about you, Cable?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with that too. I think Bryan Danielson.
Do you think they tag up after he beats him?
I was picking Bryan Danielson because I think he's going to start to work himself into the title picture here at some point.
Okay.
And I think this is the match that kicks that off, perhaps.
Okay.
But that could be.
We both agree on that one.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. Well, that's going to be a good match. Now, I got the next match is Chris Jericho, who looks in shape, Jericho.
Yeah, he looks good.
He must be not drinking and doing some Diamond Dallas Page yoga. I wish I need to do that too. But to get my figure back in against Eddie Kingston, and I do like Eddie, and I like Eddie how Eddie talks on the mic, and I just like that persona of Eddie.
He's great.
Being the underdog because we all know about underdogs. You know what I mean about trying to go. And I am going to take Cable. I'm taking, and I love Chris Jericho. But I'm taking Eddie Kingston in this one.
Yeah, that's tough too. Honestly, I think the ones that don't have a title on the line are harder to predict.
Yeah,
at this point. I think I'm going to go Eddie also.
Oh, we got two in a row.
Yeah,
two in a row.
looking at, the business end behind the match, Eddie's been in it forever. He's been doing it 20 some years now at this point. But Chris Jericho is undoubtedly the bigger star, obviously, and I don't see why you would have Jericho win that match.
I don't either. You're pushing Eddie for something a little bit more, and that could be his greatest victory, and then it could catapult him into doing something else.
Yes,
and maybe something happens, because I've seen the fist bump from Ortiz and all those guys. Maybe that fist bump gives Jericho like a little bit of something, and he turn on him and help Eddie Kingston out. I just saw that. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's a good possibility.
Well, that's okay. We're just moving and grooving here.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for tuning in for an Unscripted. We're going to talk AEW. We're going through the matches real quick because we have some other topics to talk about. The AEW Tag Team Championship, the champions, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus versus the Red Dragon and your boys, the Young Bucks. I know who you're taking.
I don't think you do.
Okay, well, maybe I don't. That is your number one tag team in a limited edition. If you haven't heard, go back and listen to it.
There's caveats to that, guys. Now, I went a little bit different with the thinking behind my list, but I'll stand by me putting them at number one. But that's the way I did it wasn't of all time in my defense. Let me just say that wasn't how I looked at it. But anyway, I'll go first on this one. I'm going to go with Red Dragon, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish.
Okay. Donnie Fulmer said the same thing.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know what you do with those guys in the meantime, so I think putting the title on them's good. Jurassic Express has had it for a little bit now, and very easily I could have picked Jurassic Express. The one team I wouldn't pick is Young Bucks, just because been there, done that so many times now at this point. They're there to put on a good show, but they don't need the belts. But out of the three teams, the team that needs the belts probably is Red Dragon, and I don't mean that to put them down, but they just don't have that buzz like the other two teams do.
Well, they don't have that buzz like they did in NXT when it was totally different, when they were undisputed. But I'm gonna say it's gonna be now. Donnie says, and I was gonna say this too, Donnie. I wouldn't be surprised if the Express retains, due to the fact that the Young Bucks and the Red Dragons go into it and cancel each other out, and they feud. They start a major feud.
Yeah, that's very possible.
That's where the Jurassic Express retains the title. And I think I'm going to go with that one, with that scenario, due to the fact of those two teams coming to a head, and they're going to come to a head in this three-way tag match.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go with them retaining. I do
Should
like
be a hell of a match. Same. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that this could be the match that could be the match that steals the show.
Yeah, because that was, they've been a tag team long before NXT also, and now they went back to their old moniker, obviously, since they're out of NXT. And I don't mean to say there isn't buzz, because I know a lot of people were very happy to see them reunite in AEW, but it's just, the Young Bucks obviously are way over, and Jurassic Express, who would have ever predicted them getting over like they have in AEW? It's really an accomplishment. So those are kind of your cornerstones of the tag division, and now you got Red Dragon coming in. So
that big casino tag team, FTR is not even in this pay-per-view.
Yeah,
so they could come down and cost. Who knows? Something could happen. I like FTR, and FTR is not even on the pay-per-view.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Well, I missed Dynamite, but I saw a tweet, something about they lost a match on Dynamite, and Dax said that if they lost, they were going to retire. But I just saw that on Twitter, so I don't know if that was part of the actual angle or not. And so I don't know if they're playing that up, or if that was just him messing around on social media.
This tag match should be great. And Jason Reese, thanks for tuning in. Part of the Pro Wrestling Extreme Talk. The guys down in J-Town. I appreciate your host popping in. Thank you. And let's get to the big, huge Revolution ladder match with Keith Lee, Wardlow, Powerhouse Hobbs, all three guys that are way too goddamn big to be in a ladder match. Ricky Starks, Orange Cassidy, and then I have some question marks maybe with Ethan Page and maybe Christian, or big question mark, Cesaro.
Is there a mystery entrant? Because I didn't catch that. Is that why they're doing the or?
Well, that I got the information, and with Rampage tonight, maybe they have somebody coming in tonight, which we're doing this live. We're not taping, we're live. So they have 2 spots opened up. But honestly, if Cesaro would go into this, because it would be awesome. But I'm gonna pick Wardlow just because that's more of a storyline with MJF, and that's what I'm thinking. But there's 2 guys. You can't give it to Keith Lee right off the bat. And then those 3 guys are too goddamn big to be in that ladder match. It's like Kane or something. But
you shouldn't give it to him right off the bat, but that's the same thing they did with Brian Cage. His first match in, he won the casino. No, not the casino battle royal. It was the ladder match with the poker chip hanging. I can't think of what they call that. And that was his first match, and he won it. So, they've got a history of doing that. Now, of course, Keith Lee doesn't need anything to get him over. As soon as he showed up and the way they're booking him and stuff. So
and
I can see Ricky Starks winning it, though.
I like Ricky Starks.
I do too.
But I'm going to go with Wardrow just to do with the storyline. But if they have a mystery unannounced player, I would love Cesaro would blow the fucking roof off of that joint.
Yes, he would. And it would be well deserved. Yeah.
Yes, very well deserved.
I am going to go with Starks. I'll lock in my pick with Ricky Starks. Yes.
Okay. Well, that's commendable. And you might be a winner. Okay. So this is the TBS Championship, Ladies Championship match. The champion Jade Cargill against Tay Conte.
I'm going to go Jade.
I'm going to go with Jade too because they're pushing her to the moon.
Yeah. If it was somebody other than Jade, I might go Tay because she had 2 chances at the AEW Women's Championship and she came up short just in the Brit Baker run. And now she's challenging for the TBS title. You could tell they like her. They think the world of Tay. Right. And maybe they know that she just doesn't need the title because she's over. Her and Allie, not Allie, Anna Jay are very over as a package also. Yeah. So, but yeah, you're right. They're pushing Jade to the moon.
Yeah, they're pushing her to the moon, and she's rough as whatever. She's great to look at. She's very athletic. But she needs to have, Bryan Danielson still, she's doing a lot more wrestling holds, but still it's not flowing the way it should be. And she's still green and she probably, she's so green, but they're just pushing her to the moon.
Well, yeah, she's green, but she's wrestling a lot of, working a lot of other women that are semi-green too. So,
yeah, they don't,
it's going to be tough, but you know what? On a little tangent, I guess, or whatever, I would almost prefer that. I know it doesn't make for the best viewing right now, but opposed to doing like a performance center where everybody comes out all cookie cutter and everybody looks the exact same that they do coming out of the performance center. I like that that's the old school way. You just did it in front of an audience night after night. Right. And, you learned it. So it's up to her, how badly she wants it and how good she wants to be. Because we saw, I think, the best one to ever do it to learn in front of an audience, Trish Stratus. When she came in compared to when she went out, that was, you watched that right in front of your eyes, the growth over all those years. So
night and day.
Yeah. It's if she wants it. And I like that way of doing that. So
I do too. You got to get experience to get your under your wheels to get going. So anyway, we have the tornado tag El Torino match with Sting, Darby Allin, and Sammy Guevara versus Matt Hardy, Andrade, and Isaac Cassidy. And I'm going to go with I just feel that Andrade, they need to he needs to do something, and that's the only reason why I'm going with this. As that is, I'm going to take Andrade, Matt Hardy, and Cassidy over Sting, Darby, and Sammy Guevara, just because they have to push Andrade somewhat. They have to.
Yeah, I'm going to go Sting, Darby, and Sammy. I don't see a team like that losing, especially to only half of.
If Jeff was
oh my god, what
if Jeff was
private party is what I'm trying to think of.
Yeah.
And I know that they're part of the same stable and everything, but maybe this loss is what pushes Andrade. Maybe
matter to win. I don't know. He's such golden. He just can't talk in a mic for me. And we'll go with that. And then if Jeff's coming to AEW anyway, so I want to win. He's coming. But also, these are the pre-matches real quick. You got Hook versus QT Marshall. Hook. And Hook, definitely. They're pushing Hook to the moon.
Yeah.
And Layla Hirsch versus Chris Statlander.
I'll go Chris. I think
I'm gonna go Layla Hirsch.
Okay. I think Chris, with her being in the best friend stable and everything, I think that gets her over top.
So that's our quick wrap up of AEW Revolution. It's going to be Sunday instead of Saturday.
Sunday, I guess.
All pissed. But also, too, let's go real quick to switch gears here from AEW. Let's not switch up too much.
Yeah, there's one AEW thing we got to talk about.
Yes, let's talk about the big announcement that he made Wednesday night, Tony Khan. What's your take?
Yeah, I love it. I think it's great. And it remains to be seen what comes out of this. And, what Bubba's alluding to that I'm sure all you guys know is Tony Khan has purchased Ring of Honor. That's huge for the wrestling landscape. Well, depending on what they do with it. But what it seems like they're going to do, and what I would personally love for them to do, is keep it open under the Ring of Honor banner. Have it like a sister federation next to AEW. Give Rampage a second hour and let Ring of Honor be your single hour show once a week, maybe on a Saturday or something. Treat that almost like a developmental. Not quite, but you got all this roster. That's the perfect relief valve for all these people they signed. Let some of it overflow to there. I don't know, if it's going to tour. There's so many. It's so early. We don't know any details. There's so much that could come out of it. But I think it's absolutely what they need with this roster the size they have. I've been, telling anybody that would listen that they got to get more hours on TV, and I don't know how they do that.
Now they do a little bit.
Yeah, because you got to compete with so much. WWE, NXT, that's 3 nights a week, and then when NFL's in, and they're going to be, I don't know if they'll be on TBS or if they'll do something different. But then in that case,
Ring of Honor is always syndicated, so that's in different markets. That might still do that, but also
that's what killed Ring of Honor, though. So
I don't killed it though. Okay,
I do think so. Well, it was 2 things. It was all their talent got purged away.
Yeah,
and then what hurt them, because they were the premier independent promotion for many years. That's where the Young Bucks got most of their exposure, other than New Japan. A lot of people made a name for themselves in Ring of Honor, and they could never lock down a TV deal, for whatever reason. They were always in syndication, and I've never watched them. I used to be a devout Ring of Honor follower in the early 2000s. Used to order their DVDs like crazy. You guys were big Ring of Honor guys. Yeah, we loved it.
Yeah.
And then I got away from wrestling altogether at one point. And then when I came back to it, and I was like, when I came back, they had their TV show, their syndication, but that doesn't do anybody any favors. That was TNA back in the day when they used to get bumped on FSN all the time. And syndication.
Do you think, real quick, that if they have a streaming service, they can add stuff onto that? Because people, there was speculation that HBO Max, I thought that was going to be the case. So if they get a streaming service, because they got 20 years of Ring of Honor, they got 3 years of AEW stuff, now they could put that in, and then people say HBO Max. So then it because HBO Max right now has over 47 million subscribers, and that would be very huge. And then you could add your Ring of Honor show and then add shows and still have your TBS and your
because you don't need, maybe you keep the syndication going like you said, but you also offer it online.
Yeah.
I would absolutely love for them to go to HBO Max or any streaming service, really, as long as you could watch even just the AEW library. And personally for me, because I don't have, I only keep the cheap cable package. I don't get to watch AEW weekly unless I watch it on my phone or whatever. So I would love to be able to contribute to their ratings and everything like that. So if they start doing their weekly shows through streaming, that would be awesome too.
Yeah.
Dynamite and Rampage. And then if they, Ring of Honor goes to streaming, the possibilities are limitless at the moment. And AEW is so hot.
It's a good time.
It is. I don't think it would be hard for them to land a streaming deal. And then the cherry on top is if you get the entire Ring of Honor library to go back, that first 10 years of Ring of Honor was something special. That's Christopher Daniels, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Loki,
Colt Cabana, CM
Punk. Like that's
It could add a whole bunch of stuff, and then even with the new stuff. So I mean, that was the big news. I mean, in AEW, and then and then when I don't know if you heard this, but when Tony had announced it, he said he put a dig into fucking Shane McMahon.
I did see that. Yeah,
he's like, no, Shane's coming in. So I mean, and I honestly, and I watch stuff. I love people's passion because I have passion for this podcast stuff, and I have a lot of passion for stuff I love. But Tony Khan's passion of wrestling is just it's unquenchable for him. And he's doing such a great job, and he's going to get knocked, and everybody gets knocked when you're the big guy and you're the promoter and you're the owner, so
I mean, just like any job running anything, you're going to run into bumps in the road. It's not going to be easy, especially with being the closest thing WWE's had to challenge them for a long time now. All eyes are on them. So in the social media age we live in, where everything's dissected, as soon as you do something, like I mentioned earlier, the sprinklers heard around the world, whatever, that was a bad ending, but they turned chicken shit into chicken salad. They mentioned it, like they didn't shy away from it. They did the best they could. And I think, like you said, Tony Khan, you could feel his passion come through. Yeah. And I think that's going to be one of the reasons why they ultimately will succeed, which they already have, but they will continue to succeed because the people involved have a passion for the sport.
Right.
Not the sports entertainment, the sport. Well, they love wrestling.
Speaking of sports entertainment, now Pat McAfee's show yesterday had Vince McMahon, which was huge. And this is the best Vince McMahon interview I've ever heard in my entire life. It was an hour and 20 minutes, and Vince was like, "Are we done yet?" And they're like, "No, you want?" He goes, "Yeah, give me some questions." So he got some questions. I mean, even though Pat McAfee, is hyper, it's understandable. But McMahon, real quick, McMahon gave him a match at WrestleMania. Okay, and tonight, and SmackDown is going strong right now as we speak because we're doing this live Friday night. Austin Theory slapped him in the face. I'm guessing that's going to be the match that sets Pat McAfee at the WrestleMania, and I'm sure that's going to be huge because Saturday or Sunday, 110,000 people every night. This is going to be the biggest WrestleMania record attendance probably of all time, and they're not. The matches aren't all done yet. We have a couple matches. The match that we have for Monday night, I watched a little bit of it, was Edge calling out AJ Styles come out, and then he got concertoed by Edge. Edge went heel on AJ Styles. That's good because AJ Styles to me is better as a face, and I do like AJ Styles. So
I mean, I liked AJ as a heel in New Japan, but in WWE, the way they do it, he's a better face, and that should be a good match. And putting Pat McAfee in a match at WrestleMania.
I love Pat McAfee, though.
I do too. Some people say he doesn't deserve it, but he's a name, and that's what he's got a huge audience. he's really connected. He does. He's really connected with the wrestling fan base. People are going to tune in, you know.
He's been a wrestling fan all his life.
People are going to tune in anyway because it's WrestleMania, but people are going to be excited to see him wrestle. And if you've seen him wrestle, because he had a match in NXT or two, maybe, I can't remember now.
He had two. He had he had the War Games in his first match against Adam Cole.
Yes, yeah. He can go more or less for the limited amount of time he's been training and stuff.
He has a ring. He has a ring at the studio because Vince talked about the ring in the studio.
I'm sure he loves that.
Yeah, but they probably take photos all the time.
That is a testament to Pat McAfee. You know, like they said, I didn't watch the whole interview. I watched the intro.
I watched it all, and it was. And the good thing about Vince, and Vince was, look, he asked him, and real quick, and Vince was like, "You look, hey," McAfee goes, "Hey Vince, if you near your, you know, going to the pearly gates and stuff," Vince is like, "You know what? I just want to kick out for 1 second just to thank everybody," and that's it.
Yeah,
Vince was. I mean, Vince was like, "I lived in an 8-foot trailer," and he goes, "I'm very confrontational." And the internet and Pat McAfee stated something about the internet. You know, you get on and Vince is like, "I don't give a fuck about the internet." Like he swore. To me, you got the real McMahon. Now they didn't go into, you know, he said, "Look, if my family can't do stuff, I'll get somebody else to do it." He did say that.
Yeah.
So,
no mincing words there.
No, he didn't say anything about Triple H. He didn't talk about the people that he released. He appreciates everybody that do it, but sometimes they have to be released, and that's just the way it is. Business is business, and we're corporate now, he said.
Yeah, and you know, at least he owned up to that.
Yeah.
Because I would say there's quite a few people on that list that didn't deserve to be released for what they can offer.
True.
But, you know, like you said, it's a business. So somebody like Bray Wyatt, he's a great worker, great character.
Yep.
You know, his gimmick and everything is amazing. I'm sure the merch sales were still through the roof.
Oh, I'm sure.
But depending on what they're paying him, and if he's not able to go at the moment, and depending on whose side you believe,
he's still sitting on the sidelines too.
Right. You know, you can only pay somebody so much money. So I like that he owned up to it being a business. But I did hear a quote that didn't sit right with me. And I think I've seen a lot of people saying that is, you know, he kind of went on this thing about how they listen to the fans and everything they do is for the fans and this and that. I was like, that's a bull-faced lie. That couldn't be any farther from the truth if you tried.
Right.
I mean, of course he's going to say that, even as honest as he was appearing to be.
I never tried to put stuff down people's throats, which was bullshit because Cena for years,
he's done it quite a few times, right?
Yeah, he doesn't care.
But from what I understand, I'll probably watch the interview this weekend. It was a hell of an interview. You know, they said they really kind of humanized this guy that's been not so humanized from the wrestling internet community for a long time, and maybe rightfully so.
Right.
But like I was saying a minute ago, that is such a testament to Pat McAfee because like they said, it's been 15 years since Vince sat down for an interview. I don't know how long it's been since Brock Lesnar sat down for an interview, and he got them both in the span of a month.
Yep.
So that says a lot.
Like Vince.
Yeah, it wasn't even right. Yeah, it wasn't even over how we're doing it. Like he was there in person. You know.
Yeah, he just flew right in.
So but you know they must think a lot of them, and that shows. So good for him. You know, good for the show, good for the brand, and I'll check it out. I'll watch it sometime this weekend.
I watched it last night. Like I said, it was good. And hey, Vince, if you ever want to pop on our show, we'll
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. But anyway,
well, which did you like better, Vince or Lesnar? Interview.
You know what? That's kind of hard because both of them were so. It's a different. I saw a different approach of either. Both of them. I saw a different.
And they're both rare appearances.
Vince said how Brock is so intelligent, and I was like, well, and I could probably, you know, even though he's a big Neanderthal, he's very very smart. Vince said. So I actually liked them both. The Brock Lesnar one was more entertaining. The Vince one was more like this is how I am, and I don't ask nobody to pat me on the back, and I just do and work like. And he said something to me that stuck with me. It's fun. It's not work. That's why I do it all the time. So that's why I love it, and it's not work. And sometimes we do this, and sometimes people think but it's not work when we can sit here and me and you and talk, and Mav, we can talk. To me, it's not work. It's just something good. So I could see that a little bit. So anyway, yeah, I mean, that was good. I mean, all this wrestling stuff is starting to come because it's WrestleMania season.
Yeah.
But honestly, too, you know what's coming, and how are you going to fit time in to see Batman and doing all this stuff? Because you're going to go see Batman, correct?
Yeah. Well, like I said, Batman, that'll be about 2:30 or so. And I think I heard that movie's close to 3 hours or something like that.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Well, that might have been including credits and everything, because I saw a headline and it said 3 hours, not worth it. Don't wait around for a post credit or something like that. And I didn't read the article, but I think the headline, what they're getting at, is there's no post credit scene. So if you wait around to the end of the credits, it'll be 3 hours.
Well, did you hear so much? No Superman ever going to be in this universe here. I heard that.
Well, see, I don't know what to think. I haven't seen the movie yet, but DC, they're all over the place. And my understanding was that this is, it's standalone. It's not going to be part of the connected DC universe. We'll see. I mean, depending on how it does this weekend, there might not be any more to it anyway. A lot of people were calling for them to make the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie canon to it. And I had seen some rumors a few months ago, and I don't know how valid they are, that they are going to start working on a Joker 2 with Joaquin Phoenix.
I haven't seen the first one yet.
I know.
I have it. I just haven't seen it yet.
Well, I loved it, and I might not ever watch it again. It's a dark movie. It is. It's not an enjoyable experience.
This Batman's going to be the darkest one out of them all.
Yeah. Watching the trailers, it feels like they took Batman and the movie 7 and just mashed them together. Yeah. And I'm here for that, because if there's one comic character that, mainstream comic character that can exist in that world, it's Batman, especially with his rogues gallery and all of their backstories. So, but that should be over sometime around 5-ish or so. So then maybe I'll come home and take a nap because I'm old, and then I can stay up and watch Revolution. But I'm excited for it. I'll
go see it tomorrow. I will not tell you, and I just don't know, because I do like Batman, but I'm still a Marvel guy.
Same
here. And if I have to do a DC character, it was always a DC character to me was always Batman until Peacemaker.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's hard not to be.
So
I was Batman full, especially growing up in the early 90s. Batman was huge. You had the movies, the animated series, the comics were really good. They took that darker turn in the late 80s with Frank Miller doing them. And, they kept that kind of darker tone through the 90s, which is what suits Batman. You had Bane breaking his back, Nightfall, and everything.
Yeah, so I have that storyline. See, I did collect a lot of Batman stuff when it comes to Tim Burton and issues 400 and up, like A Lonely Place to Die and all that stuff with Tim Drake and the Nightfall. And then I got out of it. And then Jim Lee, I do like Jim Lee as an artist.
Yeah, I did one of the greatest. More.
Yeah, I got Detective Comics 1000. I did get that. I got maybe 997, 998, up to 1000, maybe 102, and then I quit because they just sometimes to me that they oversaturate Batman anyway. It's like Spider-Man they do in Marvel. They get so much, and you know. What I mean? So, but I want to see how this, because I never saw fucking Twilight, and I ain't into Twilight. I want to see how this. I want to see how this guy can play Bruce Wayne and Batman. That's what I want to see.
I've never seen the Twilight movies either.
Never watched the Twilight movie.
No, but I've seen more recent Robert Pattinson movies. He was in one with Willem Dafoe called The Lighthouse. That was really good.
Okay.
It was out there. It came out in like 2018, I think, 2019, and it was in black and white.
Oh wow!
And it was, they were lighthouse keepers back like in the 1800s, and just it was loosely based on a true story, I think. And them being, cut off from the world because of the storm, they're stuck in this lighthouse, and they're like trying to kill each other all the time. Oh, it's a crazy ass movie. And then he was in something else, and I can't remember what it is now, which doesn't bode well for me saying it was a really good performance.
Well,
But I'm not the most intelligent guy. My memory's not the best, but he was in something that he was really good in. It was
the Twilight, the dawn of Twilight, the return of Twilight.
It was not Twilight. It was nothing Twilight. I cannot think of it, but he was good. And because he's from what I understand, he's not the biggest fan of his time in Twilight either. Like he took a break from acting after Twilight, and
good. I mean,
he was in one of the Harry Potters too.
Oh, okay. See, I'm not into that either. So,
I like them. I lean towards Lord of the Rings, but I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited to see it, which that says something because it's DC, and I'm not a DC hater. I'm not one of these people that have to be one way or the other.
No, I don't hate it either.
DC's track record at the moment isn't the best. So,
right.
Other than Peacemaker, the recent track record is good.
Well, I like Green Arrow too. I did like the Green Arrow series and Legends of
Tomorrow. Like that. Yeah, I mean, I like those, but those, that's the TV.
Yeah.
Because they have a Kevin Feige for that Arrowverse on the CW. They have their version of Kevin Feige. He writes them. Yeah. He writes them all. So, they have somebody like that, but the movies, they don't. They got a bunch of suits making decisions. Yeah, and like you said about Tony Khan, they don't have anybody that has a passion for the characters and stuff.
Right.
But Aquaman was good. I liked Aquaman. Shazam was good. Birds of Prey wasn't the best. But
I haven't seen that yet either. And
I didn't hate it. Honestly, I thought Ewan McGregor was good in it.
Okay.
But you could tell they're making an effort. They're trying to turn it around. Well, Suicide Squad,
the dawn of superhero movies, and it's going to keep going, and that's why.
Yeah,
I mean, they're going to keep going because it's profitable. So
yeah, Suicide Squad was great, and then the spinoff to Peacemaker, that was great too. So I'm excited for it, and from what I understand, this will be the first movie that really delves into him being the world's greatest detective, like he's always. Yeah, that's his title or whatever. So
title, yeah. I'm just curious on how this is going to play out. Colin Farrell is the Penguin.
Yeah,
he can't do his cigarette. His little.
I heard about that, and I love that Colin Farrell wanted to do that.
Yeah,
that's great that he's delved into the character and wanted to put a little touch like that into it. But
right. I'm just curious because sometimes when it's too dark, it's hard for me to see all the action because it's so dark in the and then probably an Indiana movie theater is so goddamn dark I won't be able to see nothing because it's Indiana movie theater.
At least they closed the fucking door.
Thank God.
there was a theater. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was the Delmont AMC. Like the last 3 movies I saw there before COVID hit, they just left the door open.
Man, who does
and that killed me. They left the lights on, like a very dimmed, but like it was like some of the worst movie viewing conditions I've ever sat through.
Wow, that's
and
crazy.
it drove me crazy. So at least Indiana doesn't do that.
Yeah. Well, thank God. Well, they had to remodel a little bit, but
they also just got sold too.
Yeah, for 7. Who in the fuck bought the Indiana Mall for $7 million? $7 million. Now we're gonna have an Orange Julius and a fucking arcade now. Like,
yeah.
What are they gonna do? They're gonna bulldoze it over, make a big movie theater so to give us recliner chairs, which they need.
Yeah, it's tough to say. It's weird. I mean, obviously,
on that.
Yeah, this is going to be a weird topic for the show. Obviously, malls aren't making a killing these days. No. But the location of the Indiana Mall, you would think, would have a better draw.
They got the 4 lanes now. They're doing the lanes, but
yeah,
I don't know what stores,
Yeah, maybe we'll get a better movie theater out of it.
Well, maybe. Cool. I hope so. And then we could, that'd be awesome. And caramel popcorn would be good.
Yeah.
I like caramel popcorn. But anyway, did you hear this before we get out of here? Now, the Netflix shows of all the MCU stuff has been taken off of Netflix. And did you hear? Because I've heard it's all going to Disney Plus. March 16th, and I don't know. It might be mature, but they're not cutting stuff out. Maybe a little bit. I don't know.
From what I understand, it's going to go to Disney Plus. They will not be censoring anything.
Well, that's
but
good.
Disney, yes, absolutely. Disney Plus is going to have a new rating system, and when this move happens, everybody that has Disney Plus will be prompted to either allow TVMA content or not allow.
Well,
I'm
allowing.
Yeah. I'm sure if you make one choice, you can change it at some point, or you will also have the option to allow TVMA content, but when you try to view it, you'll have to put a pin in. For families with kids, and I think that's great. I'm sure there's some people,
and you also get Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. too. So they got all one. I know you don't like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, no comment.
You get all 7 seasons. I'm telling you,
yeah.
that last season, you'll have a different approach.
I don't know about that.
I'm telling you.
Maybe, but what is one good final season? Make up for 4 other lackluster ones, because I liked it at the beginning. Right. I did. I stuck around till about season 3, I think. That was after Quake got hit with the Terrigen crystals and mist and everything. But yeah, so them putting all that on there, it makes sense. It's great. I love that you're going to have all this Marvel content in one place.
What about Cloak and Dagger? Is Cloak and Dagger coming from Freeform into Disney Plus?
Not that I know of.
I think that's the only one. That and what was the other one?
Runaways. There was Runaways. And Hellstorm.
Oh, hey, Craig. How you doing, Craig? Thanks for popping in.
Hey, Craig.
You have to catch the replay, Craig, because
we're almost ready to scoot. Yeah.
We're trying to keep it under the max here, but
I do like that they're going to have all this Marvel content.
Runaways is on Disney, though.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Runaways. I think it's Cloak and Dagger and Hellstorm is the only ones out of every Marvel stuff that's not been in or going on Disney Plus because it's on Freeform.
Well, they had that Gifted also that was on Fox.
Oh, that's that. That's
Bad.
That's
no.
Bad. I think so.
I like that it's on there. I don't think that they should try to retroactively make it canon, even though it's tricky now because you do have Kingpin and Daredevil in the MCU.
Well,
but I think there's different tones. They just don't line up. And I would love
John Berthelot's the Punisher and keep him.
Yes.
And then if you want to get a new Power Man and you're going to have to get a different Iron Fist, or you're not going to get any
absolutely.
Because in the Asian, which we talked about last week, I still haven't read the comic book yet. He's Asian in the Iron Fist, but I also heard they might bring Danny Rand back into. I see. It's so a lot of rumors and me. I don't have nothing else to do.
You mean the comic world, the comic line?
No, in the show line. If they the
actor that played him. Oh, maybe, okay. Finn Jones.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if I didn't like him or if I just didn't like the show itself, the Iron Fist series.
It was very slow for me.
Yeah, but I like that it's on there, if you want to watch it. And I like that move because now you're opening the door for Deadpool to be on there, with that TVMA rating and the rating system. You can do a lot with that. Because
there's a lot of stuff that in that Doc Strange stuff that's coming. It's so just out of control, and the Morbius trailer, the third one I saw the other day. I just there's a whole bunch of stuff.
That's what I heard. I didn't even watch it. I saw it was coming out, and I could not be less interested in that movie if I tried.
I know you are.
And I hate to be that way, but it just it doesn't look interesting to me. I don't. We've gone all over this. Yes. I don't think Morbius is a character that deserves his own movie.
No.
It's a cash grab, and I think Sony is going to start to make a mess of the timelines that MCU and Disney and Marvel Studios have set up.
Yep.
With Michael Keaton being in there a bunch. So
and
I'm not a fan.
Sony doing Kraven the Hunter, which is ridiculous anyway. He doesn't deserve a movie. He's a supporting character,
right?
And that's what he should
exactly.
be.
Yep.
So
it's just a bunch of cash grabs. Yeah. And who knows if it ends up being good? That's great. That's awesome. But I think I've only ever watched Venom, the first one, twice, maybe a third time.
I saw it twice, and the second one I went to Carnage was Matt Smith is in that. He was in one of the doctors in Doctor Who. Yeah, I never watched Doctor Who, Craig. He's going to play the villain, but they were childhood friends, but he's going to play the villain in Morbius. But I just don't know. Like, like Cable said, it's a secondary character. Morbius is not like a big character to get his own movie.
Yeah, whatever they can do, because there's talk of doing a Black Cat Silver Sable movie.
No,
who wants to see that?
I would like to see Black Cat, but as a supporting character,
absolutely,
seductively, if he's trying to hook up with Peter Parker and only wants to kiss Spider-Man because she can't deal with Peter Parker. So I mean, we won't see that because who knows? But I mean,
like
there's
you said,
a lot of stuff.
Yeah, Doctor Strange is getting closer and closer. It'll be here before we know it. Moon Knight is.
Did you see that last picture of Mr. Knight?
That's amazing. I love that. The attention to comic detail in this series looks like it's going to be phenomenal.
It's going to be good, and the anticipation is just fucking killing me.
I know. I got the magnet. I got a Moon Knight magnet already for my collection. So
well, as we know, and you're the big, huge action figure collector. To get a Moon Knight figure, you got to cut your arm off and fucking give blood. Yeah. Very expensive right now. Yeah,
that's one of the few figures I've pre-ordered on that same list is Doctor Strange.
You're a smart man.
Well, it just happened by chance because the Marvel ones, the pre-orders go up during the business hours during the day.
See,
I just happened to be out of work early that day, and I was driving home, and I saw that somebody tweeted about it, or it was on the Marvel Legends Reddit or whatever, that the Moon Knight was live because you could only get the classic Moon Knight through Walgreens.
Right.
So I jumped on, I downloaded the app, put all my information in while I'm driving, and got it ordered. And I saw like a lot of people missed out on it. So,
right.
And like you said, it's through the roof now.
Well, anybody out there that's listening to the Triple B Experience Unscripted and have action figures they want to like give away, bring them over the Cable and Bubba, because that's my new passion is back to the old passion, and I'll be happy to take them if they're good because I'm trying to build them up. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff talking with Marvel Cable. There's a whole bunch of stuff. We'll be talking about stuff next week. I'm sure we'll be going through texting about stuff going on. It's a crazy time. It's just I can't wait for Moon Knight. I can't wait for Moon Knight and then Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then we can start all. Like, we don't have any, like, Disney Plus shows, ladies and gentlemen. You feel it like a loss. Don't you feel like a loss, Cable?
Oh, it's a void for sure. Last weekend, I rewatched WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier for the first time. I haven't rewatched any of those series.
Right.
And it felt so good to watch them again. And, boy, I'll tell you, Falcon and Winter Soldier, second time through, very good.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was just because we were watching it on that week-to-week schedule, which I prefer when I'm viewing new content.
Yeah.
I like the anticipation and the stretching it out.
Yes.
But now that I've seen it once and then I binged most of it, I actually watched most of it before we jumped on last week and did our show on Saturday, and then I finished it after our show. It really held up a second time through.
Yeah, I'm gonna do what you did. I'm gonna watch them all again anyway.
Yeah,
it's been a while, and I've done that with Boba Fett. I watched it again.
Okay.
And so I'm going to do it with the MCU stuff, and then hopefully get ready because I love Hawk. I love them all anyway. But Moon Knight to me is something which I never thought they would do. They're going to do it, and we're going to see it probably in March 30th.
Yeah,
so we'll have
right around the corner.
We'll have a little bit of time, ladies and gentlemen, to start. We're going to still talk about AEW, the results, and hopefully see who picked them right. Always got WrestleMania stuff. We always got wrestling. There's always NFL talk with the Combine. We're not getting into that because yours truly is revamping my Brew Crew Steelers show into the Triple B Black and Gold Dynasty. I like the fucking ringtone of that. I like the ringtone of that. So I'm going to be
major announcement.
Yeah, it was a major announcement. You heard it here first. And I just want to say, I appreciate everybody for tuning in to the Triple B Experience Unscripted and all the shows. Cable's Cuts, the Triple B Showcase, where Cable shows his action figures that he gets, and on the unboxing, which is awesome. Cable, great stuff.
Thank you.
No, thank you. And now we're going to be back next week. We're hoping that Jedi Knight Mav will be back into the show to gear us to where we got to be, and we're trying to get this done. And if you haven't seen it, please hit like, subscribe, share, and tell everybody about it. And we truly appreciate you guys tuning in. So what do you got to say, Mav, to take us home, brother?
Cable? Sure. Yeah. I will. Yeah. I'll say this. I'll reiterate what you said. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Keep tuning in.
I have the Jedi Knight on my brain.
Maybe he's pulling a Jedi mind trick.
He did. He did
Florida.
a Jedi mind trick. Yeah.
Yeah. Keep tuning in. Like, share, tell everybody. Check out the YouTube channel. We got a lot of content going on there. Appreciate the support. We've got a big weekend ahead of us. Batman, AEW Revolution. Tune in next week. I'm sure we'll talk about the fallout from this weekend. And until next time, guys, later.
That's right, Cable. Good night, everybody.
Night.